Throughout history, men who have achieved extraordinary feats, whether in battle, creativity, leadership, or personal mastery, have often adhered to principles of self-discipline, particularly in the realm of sexual energy. Semen retention, the practice of conserving seminal fluid through abstention from ejaculation, has been a cornerstone of many ancient traditions, from Taoist sexual alchemy to Hindu yoga practices, and even the teachings of the Greek Stoics. In the modern world, the concept of heroism has been hijacked by superficial displays, muscles, money, status. But real heroism isn't found on Instagram feeds or Netflix dramas. It's forged in the fires of inner discipline, of sacrifice, of conscious self-control. And one of the most radical paths to becoming a true hero in today's overstimulated and pleasure-obsessed society is semen retention. This practice, ancient yet revolutionary, builds not just energy but character. It reawakens the heroic qualities buried beneath lust and instant gratification, courage, discipline, vision, leadership, and sacrifice. This is a journey into the heart of that transformation. Let's explore how semen retention makes a man heroic. A hero is not defined by comfort, but by conquest, first and foremost, over himself. The essence of heroism lies in the ability to rise above primal impulses in order to serve a higher purpose. In mythology, the hero always refuses a call at first. He doesn't feel ready. But once he accepts the challenge, he goes through trials, sacrifices, death of the old self, and comes back reborn, stronger, wiser, and ready to lead others. Semen retention mimics this path. It is a form of internal warfare, where the enemy is your lower self, your lust, your urges, your need for validation. The battle is relentless, and most men lose. But those who win, they are reborn. Your sexual energy is your life force. It is the raw creative fire that can birth children, dreams, empires. Every culture that ever valued strength and greatness emphasized the conservation and transmutation of this energy. When you practice semen retention, you are no longer leaking your power to pixels on a screen or to meaningless hookups. You are storing your vitality, like a warrior conserving his strength before battle. You become sharper, more alert, more dangerous in the best way. That energy begins to rise within you. It fills your muscles with tension. It sharpens your mind. It stokes your ambition. You start feeling like a king among beggars. And here's the secret. Heroes walk with tension. They don't release everything they feel. They channel it into action. The man on retention is not passive. He is charged. The heroic path is not easy. Most men want comfort, not challenge. But semen retention trains you in the art of long-term discipline. Every time you resist the urge to relapse, you're building willpower. You're reprogramming your brain to delay gratification. You're telling your subconscious that you are not a slave to lust. This discipline spills into other areas. You wake up earlier. You train harder. You stop wasting time. You start living with intention. That's what makes retention heroic. It teaches you to master yourself. In a world where everyone is looking for shortcuts, you become the one who plays a long game. And that man, over time, becomes unstoppable. Men on semen retention walk differently. They speak with more conviction. They look people in the eyes. They don't chase validation. They command respect. Why? Because they're full of themselves, not in an egotistical way, but in a literal, energetic way. Your energy is your power. When you retain, you glow. You radiate certainty. You become magnetic. You move through life with more presence and less neediness. That's heroic. People feel it. Women become more receptive. Men become more respectful or intimidated. Opportunities open. Life begins to align with the higher frequency you're embodying. You don't even need to prove yourself. Your energy walks into the room before you do. And this silent power is the most heroic form of influence. Every hero has an enemy. And in this inner path, lust is a dragon. Lust promises you release, but it leaves you empty. It gives you seconds of pleasure and hours of regret. Lust is a thief. It robs your confidence. It steals your focus. It leaves you drained and defeated. Retention forces you to fight that dragon, not once, but every day. And in that daily battle, you grow. You become more aware of your triggers. You start rewiring your mind. You learn how to transmute that energy into action, not addiction. Every time you win that battle, you gain more strength. You stop being a victim of your biology and start being a king of your destiny. A man on retention doesn't just have energy, he has direction. When you're not chasing women, you start chasing purpose. The fog clears. Your mind becomes focused. Your goals become clearer. Your productivity skyrockets. You're no longer thinking about sex 24/7. You're thinking about legacy. This focus is your weapon. In a distracted world, the focused man is a giant. He moves mountains while others scroll their lives away. And retention is the key to unlocking that laser-sharp awareness. You start seeing opportunities. You get bold about your mission. You stop procrastinating and start dominating. You go from drifting to leading, from consuming to creating, from wishing to winning. In the absence of retention, a man becomes predatory. He objectifies women. He thinks with his lower brain. He lives in addiction. He becomes weak and passive, always chasing pleasure. But on semen retention, a transformation happens. You stop seeing women as targets and start seeing them as sacred. You stop needing them to validate you. You become strong enough to serve, protect, uplift, not manipulate. That is heroic masculinity. It's not about domination through lust. It's about leadership through strength. It's about embodying the archetype of the noble warrior. Strong, calm, grounded, and wise. The man on retention doesn't need to prove his manhood. He lives it. Every hero walks alone before he walks with others. Semen retention is a lonely path. Your friends may mock you. Society may not understand you. Your mind will tempt you to quit. But this solitude is a gift. It forges character. It strengthens resolve. It separates the sheep from the lions. While others chase dopamine, you chase destiny. While others laugh at discipline, you build empires. While others stay boys, you become a man. This lonely path leads to power, to freedom, to true greatness. The ultimate purpose of retention is not just to fight lust, but to become a leader, a king, a man who governs his life with wisdom, clarity, and purpose. You can't lead others if you can't lead yourself. You can't build anything lasting if your foundation is cracked by lust. Retention helps you build that foundation. As you retain, your thoughts change. Your habits change. Your identity shifts. You stop reacting and start creating. You become visionary, strategic, wise. You move from survival to sovereignty. That's when you become heroic, not just in your habits, but in your very being. You don't just fight the dragon. You become the dragon who guards a kingdom. Semen retention is not magic. It doesn't make you superhuman overnight. But practice with intention. It awakens something ancient inside of you, something noble, something wild, something deeply heroic. A man who has reclaimed his seed, and with it, his soul. That is heroic. That is power. That is you.